Marcel, and this is Lisa.
I'm Lisa Reid from Art Project.
So we've got... First I'd like to congratulate Lisa on such a phenomenal body of work that she's produced. We've got some questions from Beckett, who first curated Lisa into this exhibition. So, should we sit down, Lisa? Do you want to
Sit down.
We've got some question and answers pre-prepared. So, Lisa, how long have you been working at Arts Project for?
I've been at Arts Project since November 2000. I started with 2D work, and a year after I started making animation. I used to do plasticine animation. I started doing ceramics in 2008.
You made some amazing work in that time, since 2008. I've been working with you for 6 years now, I think.
6 years?
Yeah, 6 years in the studio. Our studio is in Northcote, and it's been there for, it's our 50-year anniversary next year, the Arts Project. And so you've been there for almost 20 years at that time, Lisa.
Over 20 years.
Yeah. So what inspired you to make ceramics?
I like learning all to make different things, different mediums and something new. I like making things that look like the real thing. I did ceramics in high school. I made a ceramic of Homer Simpson. Then I did ceramics at Super and TAFE. I made platters out of ceramics with underglaze and clear glaze.
Where you first started to do slab-based ceramics?
The first time making these slabs.
Yeah. So your commission for this exhibition, Melbourne Now, is the 1950s hairdryer, which is in the centre of this work. And Beckett wanted to know a little bit about the artwork, and also when did you first see an image of this style of hairdryer?
I remember my mum had one when I was younger. I remember the blue cap. I wore it sometimes in the chair in the lounge room, feeling the heat come through. I like making all different things look real. I like the blue cap and pink flower. I like making the pump look like a vacuum pump. The gold lock turned out looking antique. I like making the plug and the cord and the switch dial on the motor. I made this work for the exhibition. I started on the 9th of August last year and finished on 20th February this year.
You're saying that's about 5 or 6 months, give or take, because it was Christmas.
5 or 6 months. Which
is really quite a short amount of time for any ambitious work like that to be made, but particularly for Lisa, because you have such an amazing attention to detail in your work. So I think it's a real testament to you and the experience that you have in ceramics that you could create such ambitious work in that time.
Thanks yourself.
Yeah, my pleasure. The other works that are in the cabinet, like the cash register work, how long did that one take to do?
About a year and a half.
Yeah, a good year and a half. And it's got so much detail, like all the notes are both sided and all the painting, all the carving and detail. So another question that Beckett had is, how do you select the colours for your artwork?
When I was making the information booklet, I changed the image to Olivia Newton-John because I thought it looked a bit like her in the face. I was making this when I heard she had died and passed away. Lots of the other artists in the studio were doing paintings of Olivia Newton-John at that time. I was a big fan of Olivia. I like listening to her music, and I had a cassette tape of physical. The original booklet was in black and white. I found the pictures of the objects on the internet and also bought the real thing, real hairdryer from eBay. I used both to choose the colours.
Yeah, awesome. So there's some pictures. I took a couple of photocopies of Lisa's process diary from work of the pictures from eBay, didn't we? So there's, if you want to have a look later, there's some pictures of Lisa's reference pictures, and you can see how hyper-real the work actually ended up. And Olivia, the picture of Olivia this was the classic picture of Olivia that you chose to use as a reference in the book. Okay, so the next question is it difficult? Like, you're using these pictures and you're using the 3D objects, but is it difficult turning a photograph into a sculpture?
It was a bit of a challenge because I enjoyed making all the different objects. To start the piece, I made a template out of white thick paper and masking tape. I traced around the object, cut out all the pieces and stuck it all together, like making a paper pattern. I cut out the slabs and made them leather hard. I put them up near the air conditioner to dry. I used coils, slip and crosshatch to add the sides. Then I added the carving and the detail.
Awesome, yeah, so it's quite a methodical process that Lisa goes through in ceramics, but also in all your other work too, when you do 2D, when you do drawings.
I make more into detail there myself.
Yeah, detail is absolutely your thing. And real life, like the hyper-real aspect of your work. So another question, what do you like about working with ceramics as opposed to all the other mediums that you do in your practice?
I just like feeling the softer clay, making all kinds of objects. I like glazing and the feel of it and how it looks after being fired. I think the glaze is interesting because it changes when it gets fired, and it's nice and thicker when you do 3 coats.
I'm always on everybody 3 coats. But you've used a few different finishes in your work, haven't you? You've done glaze, but you used other kinds of materials in the work, like underglaze and...
Underglaze, double glaze.
Yeah, oxides. Okay, one more question. Is there anything you'd like to share with us about how you select your subject material for your artworks?
My art is about childhood a lot, memories I have from growing up and family. I use photos, some things from op shops. I use the internet to look up objects that I used to have like cassette tapes. I remember having the Jane Hurley tape as a little kid. I used to play the tape in the car along trips. I also made a ceramic Dolly Parton tape. I remember my sister Suzanne used to have a tape recorder when we were young kids. Back in the 1980s, we used to play tapes and record things.
Awesome. And I think a lot of your family are here. Suzanne's here. Oh, and your uncle and auntie. Yeah, we get to see a lot of your family in your work, Lisa, which is really special. It's great that they're here as well with us. Yes, they were all the questions that we had from Beckett, the curator. So I was going to see if anybody in the audience wanted to ask a question of Lisa and her artwork. Open to questions.
Lisa, how hard is it to get the pink colour so it's on the inside to be exactly the right colour?
I think we looked up you chose the colours for me, did you yourself?
I looked on the internet. But you're very particular about colour. It had to be just right.
To be just right.
Had to be just like the reference. So that took a bit of research. But no, Lisa is very adamant about what she wants to use, and then I'll find the supplier and get the materials. That's our job at Arts Project, to like facilitate. But in the end, like Lisa who's choosing the colours. Yeah. Oh, Mark.
What, you got any other objects in mind for like your next work? Do you have any subjects in mind for your next work?
A cassette, hold the box to put cassettes in.
That's a great idea. Because you've made a few tapes. You've made a few tapes now. You've made Dolly Parton, Jade Hurley. Who are you working on now?
Kamal.
Lisa, I'd like to know how many firings you might have had to do for example, the cash register or the beauty case. How many times did it have to be fired?
I fired it twice.
Only twice, because it looks so complex. That's what we might have to do more with the different colours. That's fabulous.
Yeah.
That's really good. Twice is enough, because every time you fire it, I believe there's a big risk that something will go wrong and you're spending time. Well done.
Hi, I was just wondering again about the process. Did you say you made a paper sculpture first?
I made a big white cardboard.
And do you keep that? Does that become a piece of art, or do you use that as like a map or a pattern?
I think we kept it all, didn't we, myself?
Yeah, I'd say both. You use it as a pattern you trace around it.
And we wrote on all the places, didn't we?
Yeah.
Awesome, I'd love to see that as well.
Yeah.